Good morning, my loves. It's Diva coming at you. I'm in my natural state today. I'm tired and just emotionally drained, so forgive my overall look. But I got quite a bit I want to talk to y'all today about. Today I'm going to use y'all as my own personal video diary. First, Happy New Year to you all. Hope you all had a wonderful and blessed holiday season. And I wish nothing but love, blessings, and prosperity and health in your lives and the lives of your loved ones throughout the whole entire year. I know it's been a while since I've dropped a video, and the main part of that is because, baby, the end of my year was terrible. It was just outright terrible. A lot of you know, and a lot of you don't know, I'm a daddy's girl, always have been. But my father passed away October 23rd, 5 days before my mom's 2-year anniversary. So yeah, they died almost 2 years to the day. And in addition to grieving my mother, mourning my father, coming to grips with extending grace to someone I had been at odds with for 2 years. I hadn't said 2 words, excuse me, to this person in 2 years. But because of grace, because this was my father's wife for 37 years. They've been together 40. Well, somewhere like that. They got together when I was 5. So over 40 years they've been together. And other than one aunt and my sister and myself, and our kids, she don't have nobody here. This is where my dad is from. And so I decided to extend grace. I had to pray on it. And I mean pray and cry and pray. But in my heart, I knew that was what my father wanted me to do, was to extend grace. The same grace that we would expect others to extend to us is the same thing that I had to practice. I had to put it in practice. I had to put my money where my mouth was. I'm glad that I did. I'm very glad that I did. Now, has the initial situation been resolved? No, it hasn't. I haven't forgotten about it. But right now, the pressing matter is getting through with this initial mourning period. Because I chose to stand with my sister and my stepmother, I have been ostracized by my other side of the family. Not my uncles and not most of my cousins. And to be honest, it was only about a handful of people, about maybe 4 or 5 people. But those 4 or 5 people, for some reason, carry a lot of weight in the family. And when they do or say something, people always go, "Oh, you know how that is. Oh, you know how they are. That's just them." If I know how they are, and you know how they are, and they know how they are, then why the hell ain't they trying to change it? Because they know it ain't right. And then the same people, you flip on them, and now you the bad guy. You the villain. But wait a minute, it's okay for you to flip out and cuss me out and, try to run up over my house or run up on me in the store or whatever. And not just me, I'm just saying in general. But it's okay for you to do that. But if somebody else does it, then it's a problem. We holding grudges forever. Let me tell you something. Cat Williams ain't the only one who has said 2024 is the year of reckoning. 2024 is the year of truth. Another thing about that truth, baby, let me tell you, when we knocking down and pouring out the truth, make sure you pouring out all of the truth. Not just the part that makes you look good, that makes you sound good. Tell it all. Tell what you did too. Because see, the truth ain't just about that other person. It's about you too. And it's about you taking accountability and responsibility for your actions and your words. Because both of them hurt. They can both hurt. And then your actions a lot of time define other people's reactions. So how I react to you is probably how you came to me. And it is what it is. Whatever happens from there, happens from there. And then you cannot get mad and then try to slander somebody all around the town. And then I got a question I need to ask y'all too. So, how can I say this? This person don't have a high profile job, but they are in the public. They're in a very, very public place. And they've decided that anybody that they think knows, okay, so they got beef with somebody. So anybody they think knows this person, they're going to slanderize them to these people. Now, would that other person that's being slanderized, would it be wrong with him to put that information on Facebook, the same information, put it on Facebook? Because you know how we, as the older generation, we always tell the kids, quit putting all your business out there on Facebook. Quit putting all your business out there in the world. Well, ain't that what the same person is doing? They just ain't using a phone or a computer. Ain't that the same thing? I don't get it. So, let me go back. I'm sorry, I'm jumping all around. I'm just trying to get all this out. So, I kept having a family member call me the whole week leading up to my father's funeral. And this person and my stepmom have never, ever gotten along. From day one, they've never gotten along. I'm going to call the bitch up and cuss her out. I'm going to push her in the grave. I'm going to slap her. I'm going to spit on her. You are calling me every day about this. I am trying to cry and form memories in my head about my daddy. And you calling me with this? This is nonsense. This is not important to me. This is a non-issue right now. So that right there was one of the bigger things that made me say, you know what? I'm about to go and check on my stepmom. I'm going to, make sure she's good. Make sure, my sister is supported and, that they got everything they need. Because it was just becoming just lunacy. And I eventually had to block this family member because it was just too much. Like I said, I'm already grieving my mom, now I'm grieving my dad, now you calling me with all this BS. And then there was issues about the funeral and, oh, she don't want us to do this, she did it. And I'm like, y'all, she didn't do that. Because see, what they didn't know, because they didn't ask, and I mean, my dad had already planned out his funeral years ago. Years. I'm talking about 5 or 6 years ago. So him and my stepmom had sat me and my sister down, and they literally had brochures and shit and all kind of stuff laid out on the table, and took us step by step what they wanted, how they wanted it done, and it was all paid for. It was done. Cool. And they're blaming her. I mean, literally everything. I had a family member even tell me, you know, she killed your daddy. What? How? Where do you get this from? People told me stuff. Who is people? Do people have a name? Do people live there with them? No. So why the hell are you listening to people? People who don't live there. Anyway, so I was so stressed by this family member doing all of this. Like I said, I had blocked them. I called their daughter, and their daughter was like, you know, I understand my parents have been tripping. I've been trying to talk to my parent. You know, do what you have to do, cuz. And I'm like, okay, well, if this continues, keyword if, IF, 2 letters, if this continues, then I'm going to call security or I'll have to call the police. Because my whole thing was, my daddy's going to be buried in peace. He's going to have a peaceful service. He's going to have a peaceful day, period. From midnight to midnight, he's going to have peace. I know I'm not the only person who has a family member or a family that one person can tell you something. And it's not, I won't even say it's like the telephone game. It's one person to tell you something, and then somebody else got to throw in something else. Oh, no, I think it was this. Oh, she might have been doing that. Oh, no, I think she meant to say this. That is what happened. People going back and telling this family member, oh, she done called the funeral home security. A, I didn't even know the funeral home had security. B, oh, she called the police. Oh, this was all during the funeral that I supposedly did this. So, first of all, let me back up a minute. So, and I hate that I even had to make that statement, that threat, whatever you want to call it, that promise, but it had to be done because, like I said, I was guaranteed my daddy was going to have a peaceful day, come hell or high water. Whatever. Take it how you feel. But I knew that person wasn't going to speak to me at the funeral. Another family member, after the service, I turned to give them a hug. They looked me up and down, walked away. I was like, well, damn. And then I turned to a third family member. Oh, I didn't think you was going to talk to us today. Why would I not? And grabbed their stuff and walked off. And now I'm standing there and I'm looking, I'm like, this is 3 family members who have turned their backs on me during my dad's service, or immediately following. And I was just like, I was so hurt. I was so hurt. So, some other things transpired that it led up to some more decisions being made, but it wasn't. But anyway, so I called one of my aunts the following day because I did not go to the repast they had planned. I ended up actually just staying with my best friend, but anyway, so I was apologizing to her for not making it down there. I was telling her, hey, tell the family I thank them so much for doing this on behalf of my dad. And, for all of us, my dad was a very public person. He loved people. He had, that funeral home was so packed. And they had overflow rooms, and those were packed. My daddy was beloved throughout the city, really throughout the state, and the next state over. He was a great man. Wasn't perfect. He had his flaws and problems, but it didn't take away from who he was at his core. But, after talking to a few more family members, apparently I had called. Now, mind you, I ain't called nobody. I've called the funeral home security. I've called the police who were undercover. Nobody can tell me who they were or how they knew they was undercover. Hell, I didn't know. Then, and I had the National Guard there. I'm like, really? Now, the National Guard might have been meeting us out at the military cemetery, but they wasn't there at the doggone funeral home. I was like, who is lying like this and why? I'm the type of person, you asked me, did I say something? Yes or no. Period. I don't have to sugarcoat shit. I don't have to lie or hide behind nothing. I'm going to be straight up, 100 proof, no chaser. And they know this. And people going, you told me. No, that's not what I told you. Even this person's daughter, because I had the conversation with her. And she said, no, that's not what she said. She said, if. No, that's not what she said. And I'm like, so now it has turned into, I've had family members call me early in the morning, cussing me out. I've had family members blocking me, which is fine. You know what? And all of that is cool. Because I've come to the point in my life, 10, 20 years ago, that might have hurt my feelings because my family is all up. I have friends, but my family I've always been tight with, and that was all I knew. But grown adult, on my own, got my own kids, and then I'm like, you know what? I can love you from afar, but I don't have to be around the negativity. I don't have to be around the toxicity. Ugh, my mouth is dry. Hold on. Excuse me. I don't have to be around the toxicity. And I just, it's an adjustment. I have my moments where I'm hurt, but I'm still standing. 2024 is the year of truth. It's the year of honesty. It's the year the light is going to break through this darkness. You know, I right now I don't have a mama or a daddy that I can turn to, which I'm used to. And it's getting to me. But to quote Miss Seeley, dear God, I'm still here. I'm still here. Don't count me out just yet. I'm still here. I'm sorry this video is longer than I usually would make. 2 quick questions I wanted to ask. I mean, of course, like, share, comment. But the one question I wanted to ask is, if somebody is scandalizing your name, spreading rumors about you, would it be fair? Not saying it's right, but would it be fair if you then in turn decided to go to social media with the same story, but with your version of it? And then B, I know everybody grieves differently, but how long do you think the average person grieves, especially a parent, and especially a parent that you were tight with? Because literally anybody that knows me knows both of my parents were my best friends. There was not much of anything I didn't tell my parents. So, put it in the comments. Once again, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little sleepy, so that's why I'm trying to hurry up and end this. Once again, I wish nothing but prosperity, love, blessings, and just kindness and truth. And hopefully that truth is something that will help to elevate your life and to help you grow. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. You know what I say, share some love with somebody today, even those you think don't deserve it, because those are the ones who need it the most. Ain't that the truth? So I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all be good, be safe. Peace.